That was a sneak peek clip for our intro to In the Bonus. And now for the show anthem of the Real HD Show. Peace. Welcome to the Real HD Show, where you're going to find the good, the bad, and the ugly that we build on, and we solve it by celebrating it with freedom music, healing it with freedom music. Welcome to the show. My name is Vic. Glad you could join us on a moon day. We know a lot of stuff is happening on this short week that we kind of get in ceremonious nature toward the precipice of the holiday season. Thanksgiving is on the rise. We're going to deal with a lot of that. But before we get to all we're going to get to within the show, we got to do a couple of things. I know we got to do first. Like, share, and subscribe. Turn on your notifications and comment. So every time that we have a Real HD show, you could tap in and have a higher discussion with us. You know what I'm saying? Also, make sure you support all of our sponsors, like Total Package Energy, melanated company, people approved, athlete certified, all natural products, gels, teas, powders, waters, juices, 100% healthy, everything good for you. Check them out. Tell them the Real HD Show sent you. Total Package Energy. And also, make sure you check out Redeem Vacations. You bring 5 people to the Real HD Show, courtesy of yourself, and get you too can get a 4-day, 3-night vacation at a destination near you, courtesy of the Real HD Show and Redeem Vacations. Check that out. Also, Be Healthy Fresh Food Markets. If you're ever in the Rochester area, check them out. Check out Brother Imhotep. Go see Brother Negus. Go see. We have many locations for the stores spread all over the city. There's one right near the Sibley building downtown. There's the flagship store on Genesee. They got everything you need: soup, salads, teas, shakes, and they got a grocery. So check them out. Get all your fresh food needs at Be Healthy Fresh Food Markets. Also, Bats Footwear, revolutionary shoe, a cross between Vans and Huaraches, to give you that maximum support, maximum athletic feel, while giving you that custom old school feel in a shoe with the fat laces. Black House. Make sure you check out Black House on Monroe Avenue. What's the address again? It is 190 Monroe Avenue, second floor. Check out Jazzy. Tell them the Real HD Show sent you to check out Black House for all your art, cultural, and creative cravings. Also, check out the newest episode of In the Bonus. That's right, In the Bonus. It's a basketball show for hoop heads like you. We just did another episode last night. It was real dope. We finished up the top 10 point guards of the modern era. It was a very cool episode, very good, very informative, had a lot of participation. The episode before it was on fire as well. Go check that out, man. In the Bonus, a hoop show for hoop heads like you. You know what I mean? So now that we're done with all of our advertisements and all the people we got to thank, we're gonna jump in and make a stank. We are in an AAT moment, healthy, wealthier, and wiser for a brand new you. Cue the music. Yeah, that's right. We are in an AAT moment, healthy, wealthier, and wiser for a brand new you, because we need cell power, robbed of it, robbed of a lot of it, robbed of a lot of loved ones and people that we were indirectly and directly connected to on this planet Earth, because people decide to play around with our cell power. So on the Real HD show, we try to make it a mention, especially that my man Sincere put this together for us. So we're gonna keep it rocking. We're gonna keep it live. We're gonna keep bringing you that all you need to survive, whether it's aero, aqua, terra, land, sea, air. We got it for you. All the things that are going to make you healthy. Tonight, we're going to start out with a little something, something from my man, Bobby Price, Dr. Bobby Price, as it is. I got two quick videos from him. If y'all want to tap in, y'all can. The way to do that is right here. Let's put up the call letters. There you go. They're on the bottom. I'll make them a little bigger while we rock out initially. And then once we get into the conversations and whatnot, I got to make it smaller because I don't want to make my guests diminutive. So, nope, that's not the right one. Let's put in the right one. Let's get that popping. I thought I put in the right one already. All right, here we go. Boom, there we go. All right. So not that one. That was from our show. There we go. So StreamYard, all you gotta do is put it in your above browser, right? Up there, way up there, right? Type it in, or you can hit the link if you go on the Real HD Show chat on Facebook. Hit the link. It'll bring you up on the stage, and you too can rock out with us. StreamYard.com, FW9ZTAXS3A. All right, now back to what we were doing. We were doing an AAT moment, and we're going to start out with Dr. Bobby Price talking about two really interesting things that a lot of people deal with in our society right now, especially our folks, because we kind of burn the midnight oil trying to figure things out, trying to put things in the right perspective. Whatever happens when those eyes start to droop a little bit, start to sag a little bit, start to darken a little bit, how can you rejuvenate them? I know a lot of us that are over 25 suffer with this because we don't have that bounce back. The metabolism starts to slow a little bit. Here we go with Dr. Bobby Price. Eyes. Here we go.
At the bridge of the nose, go under, go up to your temples, massage. Same thing. This time go in the opposite direction. Okay? Now what that's doing is getting blood flow to go in the eye area. So you're getting blood flow to go in this area. You're also stimulating certain pressure points around the eye as well too. So doing that exercise will be very, very helpful as well too. So you want to do it over on the eyebrows, massaging the temples 5 to 10 times. And just take your time. And then you want to go under. Again, getting blood flow to the area.
All right, that was Dr. Bobby Price. Good brother, good material. Go check him out on Facebook. Give him a super duper like. Give him a subscribe. He got all that good information that you need for speed, to keep your health indeed. So he's talking about the eye situation, and a lot of us suffer from that. I don't know if you saw Mary J on the Power Show. Man, Mary's getting up there, and you seeing the bags come through. Homegirl from Barbershop who played Ice Cube's wife. I just recently saw her in the show, and you're seeing, the bags under the eyes. So a lot of that is because the skin elasticity is not what it used to be anymore, and we have to stimulate blood flow into those areas. So you want to trace around the eyebrows, like you said, rub the temples, trace around the under area of the eye carriage, stimulate blood flow. Do that a couple times a day, and you should be, bringing blood flow back to the eye area where those bags are, and ultimately eliminating some of that droopage, some of that darkness there. And also, it's what you eat. Also, it's what you put in your body. Um, y'all tap it up with us. Y'all let us know. We broadcasting to 5 Facebook channels right now. We are broadcasting to YouTube, Twitch, Twitter, Instagram, Mobcrush, D Live, Trovo Nation. We're blasting off to everywhere you want to be. We are the Real HD Show, the higher discussion. Get involved, get some problems solved. All right, here we go. So we're going back to Dr. Bobby Price one more again. Please go to his channel. Cash app this brother, give him some good love, give him some comments. Even if you got a negative for him, trigger the YouTube algorithm for this good brother. He's got great advice, health advice that we don't always get from our practitioners because they're really not trained in that. But this brother took the time to be trained in wellness as well as being a practitioner. So let's check him out with Cravens. Cravens. We know it's that time of the year where folks like to cook it up, but they also like to put it away. So let's talk about what Dr. Bobby Price talks about with Cravens. Check it out, Real HD Show.
Things that you can do when you're sick, when it's cold outside, is to consume sugar. And guess what? When you start to think about it, the times that we consume the most sugar, i.e. the fall, during Halloween, and it's, we're going out and getting candy, etc. during the holidays as well, during Thanksgiving and also, Christmas, because we're eating so many pies and cookies and cakes and things of that nature. But also a lot of the sugar that we're not calling sugar, but is sugar, is a lot of the white flours. Okay, a lot of the starches, these things turn into sugar in the body as well. And the more that your blood sugar level goes up, the unfortunate consequence of that is that it's not only going to compromise your gut, okay?
Yeah, man, cortisol, sugar, season. I'm not trying to ruin your holiday. For real. You know what I'm saying? Stress, cortisol, sugar, season. It's the most wonderful time of the year. Tap into the Real HD Show, man. Tell us what's going on with you and your holiday festivities. You're gonna take it light. You're gonna go hardcore in the paint with the foods and the indulging. What are y'all gonna do for the holiday? The Dr. Bobby Price. I want to say Bobby Hemmett. I'm trying not to. You know what I'm saying? That's one of my, mentors, one of my, one of the GOATs in the scholarship game for black folk. But tell us what you're gonna do, man. Jump into the comments. Let us know what you're gonna do, whether it's live on the show or on the replay. Put it in the comments. Let us know what you're gonna do for the most cortisol sugary time of the year. Bum 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 bum. Yeah, man. We still of good cheer, up in chair, because we got a Real HD Show, and we trying to have a higher discussion with you. So if you want to have a higher discussion with us, and you rocking with the best, the Real HD Show, not the rest, WFW9ZTAXS3E. We appreciate you putting Monday Night Football on hold for a little minute. We appreciate you putting Netflix on hold for a little minute to rock out with us. So we flying along without a song. We're going to get into our elders and ancestors blueprint right here on the Real HD Show. We got 2 of them for you. 2 for 2, right? And the first one is going to be about our native ancestors, because we're about to come up on that time of the year where everybody likes to act like we don't have those folks in our midst, but we certainly do. One is an elder and one is about the native. So let's put the one about the elder first. And we are going to, when the elders speak, we are going to listen. Check it out, Real HD Show.
Got 15 full brothers and sisters and 24 half brothers, sisters. My daddy was the father of 24 children. My father was. He's a pretty good old man, wasn't he? Mm-hmm. And this one is the baby. Baby of all of them.
Remember you told me about how when you were a little girl, you used to chop cotton?
Oh, yeah. Of course I used to chop cotton. And I was still chopping cotton when I got to be a midwife. Because I've come in all for a patient and come to the cotton field, had my hoe out there, set my bag up on a stump, go chopping cotton, helping my children out. Oh, it took me 2 years to tell you all of it, and ain't no use in trying.
What did people eat back then?
They eat like they do now. Salad, cabbage, but they raised their own rations. Nobody didn't go to the store and buy nothing much then. I don't reckon there was nothing in there from the bar. Was the stuff? You remember about that good as me. No, raise your own rations.
Mm-hmm. You have to buy nothing but it with
No.
coffee,
Yeah.
baking powder, soda.
Something like that. The biggest thing we had to buy. No, we raised it. Worked out there and raised it.
Well, didn't you tell me you've been to a many place when you was off and they didn't have nothing to eat?
Oh, many of them. Yeah, go out on that labor case, and
She come back so hungry.
but I always had something to eat at home.
What did you tell the women about eating after they had the baby?
They eat anything they wanted to long then. They didn't have no particular, did it, Stella? Just eat anything they wanted to along then. Nothing didn't hurt them. They lived on.
What about feeding the babies?
Feed them on the milk, you know.
All of them was breastfed long.
Yeah, all of them was. You fed them from that breast. Along then, no, there were no bottle babies.
Second Sunday of each August, a tradition with roots deep in their past.
The biggest thing that we always look for, we call it the August meeting. I mean, nowadays they call it the powwow and like that. We always call it the August meeting. The idea was to get together, socialize, exchange ideas with one another, and, you know, pass on the local gossip and things that we'd heard that drifted across from the West, the Midwest. Anything was news in them days because news traveled so slow. Anything you heard was a big event.
It was a great time to see old friends because people come from all over the United States to come back for August meeting. If you're away, you will always take your vacation, and not always, but you know, most of the time. I know I lived in California for a few years and in Michigan, and I always took my vacation to come home for August meeting.
All right, that was our elders and ancestors blueprint, because a lot of you guys don't know that our elders and ancestors were natives. So that was the Narragansett people talking about August meeting, or some of us might know it by powwow. Powwow is the traditional name for August meet. You know what I mean? Shout out to Camp Menacing, 142nd Street in Lenox, and Dover Plains, New York, and was in Lake Chaperoon, upstate New York. You know what I mean? The Adahis, the Talahis, the Greenwoods, the Shawnees, the Peewees, the Skyviews. You know what I mean? Shout out to them. Shout out to the all the groups, all the native Seminoles down in Florida, in Kissimmee and St. Petersburg. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to Budawack. Shout out to the the Bambara. Shout out to the Lenape. Shout out to all the groups that the Chickasaw. You know what I mean? Shout out to all of the traditional groups that are gone but not forgotten. Real HD moment. All right. So that's where we at tonight. We trying to celebrate those things and make those things live and real for you guys. What did you guys think of the Bobby Price features? What did you guys think of the he made one feature about how to get the bags out from under your eyes by stimulating the eye sockets. And also, what did you guys think about the native remembrance videos for elders and ancestors blueprint? Thought those were dope. Thought those were very apropos, on point, on target, and censored for the time. You know what I mean? We about to enter a season where it's going to be time for folks to basically have things taken. That's what I like to call it, because there's no celebration with that. I like to call it Family Day. They need to just reinvent that and call it Family Day instead of Things Taken. I can't stand it. It's a travesty to all of those who are foundational to the country. Number one, as natives, and number two, if you have a mixed Seminole ancestry within you, disrespectful to them as well. Because if you go back and you read and you learn about Jessup's Compromise and the Black and Seminole Wars, you will find out just how linked we actually are. Also, check out the Corpus Christi, Texas miscegenation between melanated and native people, one and the same. All right, y'all, we on like popcorn. Hit us up if you want to get involved with the show. If not, we are moving on. So tonight, this is what we're here for tonight. Power to the People News. And we got a lot of stuff that we're going to give you and bring to you tonight. So you don't want to miss one. Power to the People News. There's always power to the people. And now we're going to give you the news. You know what I mean? So we got a lot of clips we want to go through. First of all, in local news. Now we got to really bring smoke to this. We got to bring the smoke, the fire, the pokers, the branding irons to RG&E. Yes, that's right. I said it. Said it with a full throat. Said it with my chest. Bring it to RG&E. Why? Because they put some of my family members through some tumultuous times by giving them an illicit shutoff that caused them to suffer for weeks on end. And I told them that I would do a story about this on my show to bring light to it. Okay? So here we go. Wait, let's do it officially. Power. Oh, you know what? I forgot something. Oh man, I got to do this. I'm sorry, y'all. We'll get back to Power to the People News, and we'll get back to RG&E. But first, what we want to get to is we want to get to our Lit City Report. That's right, our Lit City Report. The wild, the wacky, the wonderful things that keep our life worth living and make our world go round. So we got the first joint from a sister, brilliant mind. Want to celebrate her real quick. She invented something. I got this from Big Bro Mecca. Peace, Mecca. If you watching this, man, I'm putting your joint up. So give me some love. Come through on the show. Celebrate the show with us. Let's get it going. Real HD show. Let's have a higher discussion. Let me open this up and put the thumbnail in, and then we can begin. You know what I mean? So this brilliant young lady in the city of New York, student, created a virus-free air filter and won herself well, I'll let you guys read it along with me. All right. 12-year-old Ianola Shakumbi air filter removes 99% of virus particles, leading to $1.5 million approval for statewide school installations. Dope. So it says this young queen has a bright future ahead of her. Ianola Ianola Shokunbi, 12 years old, Nigerian, from Connecticut, has designed an air filter to reduce the spread of airborne diseases in U.S. schools. The design is targeted creating low-cost air filters for classrooms. The Connecticut State Bond Commission approved a $11.5 million in funding for the design. In her fifth grade, Commodore McDonough STEM Academy in Midtown, they were tasked with creating a solution to enhance safety in schools during a potential future pandemic. Wow. Shout out to Ianola. Shout out to Ianola for creating this wonderful, wonderful invention and making things a lot better. When you get on airplanes and whatnot, right? It's almost like you get that mist that comes through that disinfects or at least makes the air healthy while you're in an airplane. And now it's in trains, any mass transit vehicles. They have this kind of what do you call that? Disinfectant air that kind of goes through. Don't forget to hit the link below. Put it in your address bar above and rock out with us on stage on the Real HD show. But this sister created this, air filter that removes 99% of virus particles, leading to $11.5 million contract for schools around the country. Dope. Salute to you. That was a real lit city moment from the Real HD show to you. Spread the information, spread the word. Let her know. Maybe she can bring that down to you. I know the Georgia schools could probably use a shout out to Lala because they in Konya, Georgia, man, they got hit with the hurricane. Then they get hit with the factory explosions. You know what I'm saying? With the air quality being real bad. I mean, not the factory explosion, but the factory, smog and whatnot from the, from the big factory accidents and whatnot. Man, the fire, I believe it was, right? And they could use that too in their vicinity, not only their classrooms, but their mass transit systems. Also, the Ohio people could probably use that because I don't know if y'all remember last year, there was a big explosion. Maybe last year, maybe 2 years ago, there was a big explosion in Ohio, and it ruined the air quality for many, many people down there. And then, of course, North Carolina, who right now, since the hurricane has ravaged so much of what's going on down there in North Carolina, their air quality is probably poor as well. And they could benefit from this. So let's make this sister rich. Let's make this sister wealthy beyond her wildest dreams so she could pay it back to the community with her brilliant invention. All right. So that was the Lit City Report. Just wanted to get to that. And now we can get back to Power to the People News. Okay. Power to the People News. Wait. What just happened? This just happened. So we on RG&E's neck, right? Nowadays. Why? Because they doing people dirty. So in this particular article right here, we're gonna get into it just a bit. It says News 10 investigates $7,000 RG&E bill turns into a $8,000 bill credit, which turns into a shutoff notice. Wow, what the hell? Now, that was last year, right? But it's that time of the year when you got to run more gas than you got to run electricity. And these are when all of the gas prices spike. This is when all of the foo-foo comes out of these gas and electric companies. And this was one thing that actually happened to a lot of citizens, taxpayers in the Rochester area. And I'm here for the smoke. As a matter of fact, we're going to have a guest on December 4th from Metro Justice, and they are going to present something for the community, the municipality, maybe even a municipality near you to get involved with as a solution to your gas and electric out of control utility bills. So stay tuned for that, and we'll talk a little bit about that too. But I just want to get this article up real quick. Let's see. News. 10. News 10. Let's see what else. Investigate 7K RG&E bill. And give me a minute to get it up, family. Investigates 7K RG&E bill. Yeah, I'm typing it in right now. We're gonna get it in though. I got it right here, right now. So we're gonna read a little bit of it. We're gonna read the byline, and if y'all want to chop it up with me, we can, because these things get real crazy. It says over the course of a year, last year, News 10 has told stories of dozens of RG&E customers that have faced some serious billing and customer service related issues. But the situation a young Pittsburgh family has been facing December might take the cake. Don't think so. I got one better for you. All right, Adrian Nesser and his wife are new parents, which means life is very busy. They auto pay most of their bills. Ha 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 ha. There you go. Giving them that voluntary consent. My wife and I, we are RG&E perfect customers. We were on auto pay and we were about to switch to clean energy when we pay our bills in full every month. In December, they logged on to take a look at their account and saw their balance was due for more than $7,000. And they figured this must be an error, right? They could never charge me $7,000 for a gas and electric bill. And then one morning, it was the morning of the 28th or so, a few days after Christmas, they got a notice from my bank saying my account had been overdrawn for the first time in my life. RG&E had deduced $7,100. It took several calls and several hours on the phone to get through to customer service. And when I called, they said, well, you know your energy goes up in winter, right? Wow. Crazy on roller skates. What would you do if you tapped in one day just to find out that your RG&E bill was $7,000? Now, I know they want all of us to, take our meters out of the basement and put them on the side of the houses and create these smart meters, or I like to call them crazy meters, because anybody that I've ever asked said that their RG&E bills ballooned through the roof when they started rocking these smart meters outside of their house. And then, of course, there's always the contentiousness of not knowing exactly how they bill you and not being in control of exactly what that meter read actually means. Now, what I've learned is if you read your meter, if you get you can call your meter read in, or you can get somebody to come in and read your meter themselves. But if you open up your bill and your bill says a E next to your read it, you get on the third page, there's a usage read, right? We're supposed to tell you how much you use for gas, how much you use for electric. What I was told that if you see E next to those terms, that means it's an estimate. And you need it to say, I believe it's M for meter. So it's an exact, read from your meter instead of the E, the estimate. Because we don't know what an estimate is. We don't know how they calculate estimates. I believe RG&E is somewhere around 7 cents per kilowatt, somewhere in that range, 7 to 11 cents. There are alternatives like direct energy and clean energy. So if you don't like RG&E as a supplier, please seek those out. Make sure your bills are up to date before you do that so they don't give you no problem. But don't like how many folks are waking up to thousands of dollars. There's another business owner in the South Wedge of Rochester, New York, a brother. He owns 3 businesses. Said his businesses stayed somewhere around $300, $100 to $300, depending on the season, was what he was paying in RG&E bills, right? And then all of a sudden, he opened up his RG&E bill for all 3 locations at one point, and it read $8,000. And he's like, "What the hell?" So then he's running all over like a chicken with his head cut off, trying to get someone to explain how a $900 bill can balloon all the way up to $7,000 in a cycle. Out of control. And this is all the invention of these smart meters and all of the things that we do not have control over when we give our meter reads into RG&E. So there's something really interesting about that too. So just when you thought you didn't have agency, just when you thought you didn't have what it took to fight this particular problem, there's some information that you need to know, because you do have agency and you do have weapons, you do have information, and you're going to get right here on the Real HD show tonight. So all my Rochesterians that are watching, everybody from Community Justice Initiative, everybody from the Kwanzaa Coalition and the Black Agenda, if y'all want to tap in, there's the call letters below. You can tap in and tell us your RG&E story. If not, we are going to move on and give the people what they need. So RG&E was fined $15 million plus. That's right, you heard it. RG&E was fined $18.5 million in penalties for not meeting customer service benchmarks. I'm going to repeat myself one more time, man. RG&E and SYSEG, which is New York State Energy, Electric and Gas, that's the parent regulator for RG&E, Hudson Electric, and Con Edison, which is in the city. Those are the three groups that control most of the gas and electric that we get throughout the state. $18.5 million fined in penalties for not reading customer service metrics. Now, what is that? That means they had in 2023. Peace, brother Mozzie. How you doing, bro? Good, man. So in 2023, the state conducted a test to find out if RG&E was giving good customer deliverables with gas and electric, and they failed. Hudson Valley Gas and Electric had a customer service metric test about customer deliverability for electric and gas and failed. And so did Con Edison in New York. So what does that mean? Good brother, what do you think that means, man?
That means they take our money, but they ain't taking care of us.
That's right. So they failed that metric test in a big way. So much so that RG&E and them was fined $18.5 million. Like, come on, G. You got to be doing something pretty erroneous for that not to happen. Now, according to the article, they didn't respond to outages fast enough. They had a lot of false shutoffs that they deal with people. And it caused people a lot of conflict and stress and anxiety, cortisol levels to rise. And it's really a bad deal with RG&E. And I don't know if you guys even knew that. But then the state, in their ever so glorious way, found ways in 2023 also to give them a raise. They found a way to allow them to raise their rates. How you like that, brother Mozzie? You fail a customer service metric, and then you get a 19% energy raise. You get 20% gas delivery raise across the board, although you failed in customer metrics. What say you about this, bro? Talk to us.
It's typical of what happens in America. You know, the corporate entity, which is the individuals of the corporation, they want to make sure that they keep those who would get dividends happy. And some of those people who get dividends are themselves.
Right.
And they want to keep those bonuses. They got a lifestyle they're trying to maintain. And they can care about the common man. But, the sad part about it, which makes it even tougher, is there's many people who would still sit there and say, well, pay your bills. They would still side with them as if there's something that you did wrong. And you're like, wait a minute. But this makes no sense. And what happens is those people are the same people who a lot of times may not be affected. They're gainfully employed. They can handle whatever changes that are made. But the average person in America may be struggling. The average person in New York State. And as you know, in New York State, everything's high. We just used to living like that. And it don't bother us. What bothers us is, don't charge me if you ain't going to treat me right.
Right. How about it?
The general attitude of most people in New York State. We've resigned ourselves to the fact that, I mean, we like living in New York State. That's a reality, because if we didn't, we wouldn't be here. There's many of us who are, we've been other places, we lived other places, and some of us are in positions where, we can get up and we can go other places because we have a skill set that will keep us gainfully employed.
Yeah.
But we choose to stay here, and we accept what it comes with. The problem is the greed factor.
Let's talk about it.
These people, it's two things that's going on. One, it seems as if there's just certain people pay just constantly goes up regardless. That their compensation is constantly being increased more and more, but also they're trying to do it with less people. And so they're not serving people.
Right.
And then what people fail to realize too is, Rochester Gas and Electric is not, or Avangrid is not locally owned.
Right. It's not locally owned. Right. Did you say it's not, or it is?
It is not.
Right. Right. Foreign interests. Here we go.
It used to be locally owned. So a lot of these people all lived together, knew each other, and things were somewhat, reasonable. Now, given the fact that it was a Spanish company, some Puerto Rican magnate, but really it's a Spanish company out of Spain.
Yeah, from Spain.
And then when you look at some of the services, you call a number, you're not calling anybody in Rochester.
How about
running new natural gas lines, over in this neck of the woods? The guy, he messed up my bushes, man. He just started cutting in it, so they're all lopsided and everything. And so they gave me a number to call to say, because they messed it up, they'll fix it. This was a number in Maine.
Right.
So
they outsourced their customer service. Exactly.
Or what Avangrid did in particular. Remember, Avangrid is a conglomeration of a number of different local gas and electric companies. And so one of them is up in Maine that they own. So it's all one company. It just don't take those calls in Rochester. No, not those particular calls.
Wow. Man.
We got to pay attention to this stuff, man, because there's some heavy stuff going down, man. You heard what Elon Musk said.
What did he say?
There ain't gonna be no jobs.
I got that clip too, bro. I got that clip.
Right.
Is that the universal income piece?
Yeah.
I got that clip. I got that clip.
He's telling folks ain't gonna be no jobs. So for those who don't want to say we shouldn't have universal basic income, people need to get a job and all that stuff. Here you're talking to one of the richest men in the world who's right now they're already talking about him and the Vivek or whatever that dude name is.
Ramaswamy.
Yeah, Ramaswamy. They're talking about slashing the government budget. Now the reality is, if we look at it from a purely business perspective, we need to. But they're talking about slash and burn across the board. And that's the same thing they do in the corporate world. They slash and burn everywhere. But the difference is...
But nobody slashed and burned his government budget for his EV cars, right?
Exactly.
When it was time to make all his junk EV cars, they didn't slash and burn that budget. That budget got passed for every dime.
Exactly. But here's the interesting thing. When you do it in the corporate world, it's still that you're not providing this. You're still providing something that people want to buy. But when you start slashing government, you're talking about something that people need.
Right. Correct.
So they're talking about slashing VA benefits. Man, we got enough homeless vets out here now.
Right.
You know what I mean? You got, and what they're doing is Elon Musk is setting himself up so that we can't say there is no money. He's trying to make the slashes here, slashes there, and now see, you can give that money to my business so we can do these different things
Right.
that we want to do.
And Trump is putting him in position.
Well, he's in Trump's ear. Everywhere Trump goes, he goes.
Didn't Trump make him a cabinet member?
No, he didn't.
Or did he make him just like an advisor? Or is it like speculated?
Yep. He's a confidant.
He's an advisor for what? Like tech, right?
He's just his advisor, period.
Advisor, okay. I thought it was for tech and innovation, something like that.
It could be, but he's in his ear about all types of stuff.
Yeah, of course. They playing patty cake in a real way, for sure. All right, man, we're gonna get off that, but stay tuned on December 7th. Sorry, December 4th, when we have a representative from Metro Justice come on, and she's gonna talk about ways that the community can fight against these ridiculous high rates that these smart meters are charging people. You think your bill is regulated and is regular, and you get involved with auto pay and all this sorts of nonsense, and then you wake up one day to an email that your bill is now $5,000, $7,000, $8,000 out the blue.
Don't worry about paying us because we already took the money.
Right, and that's what happened in the article. $7,100 out of control, bro. Yo, and then of course this happened to my grandmother. She used to live out in Greece. They overdrew her account for 4 months. They overdrew her account for. You know how long it took us to get that money back?
Probably another 4 months.
Nah, we ain't get the money back. They just charged it.
Credits, right?
Yeah, they charged it to the bill. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, it's wild. Like, how you just gonna, and seniors living on a fixed budget. House is nice, living on a fixed budget. You know how that go. So you can't play with senior citizens and their means to support themselves. You know what I mean? That's a no-no. So we had to get crazy with them.
Years ago.
Go ahead.
My meter is still inside my house.
Right, mine too.
So, I don't let them in half the time. And, at the time, the wife was a stay-at-home mom, and so she wasn't letting people in the house. And so I get this, hey, we're going to charge you $25 if we don't this, that, and the other. We haven't looked at your meter in about 1.5 years.
Right.
I'm like, okay. So I finally, wrote down the information, sent it in. Come to find out, they were overcharging me.
Oh, yeah.
I'm paying this bill based on an estimate. So I said, well, why don't you just send me back the money? What's one thing they will not do, man?
Right. They won't come off that dime.
It will be $1,800, bro.
Ooh, I know that hurt.
They would not give me any money back.
Lord, that's crazy, bro. I know that.
So, most people, at least you got free electricity. I'm like, I didn't get free. I was still paying. And then every month, now I got to watch my bill every month to see where I'm at. Okay, now my $1,800 is used up. Now I'm going to start getting billed again. That's stupidness, man.
Hey, man, all my Rochesterians, man, all my rocks. If y'all got an RG&E story y'all want to share with the show, please tap in, man. Please tap in. Let us know. Put it in the comments. Even if you don't want to read it out loud or tell us out loud, you can put it in the comments. We'll read it on the show. Let us know. Let's have a higher discussion. All right, man. Let's keep it pushing from here, man. Let's go back to Power to the People news. Wait, what just happened? This just happened. So we're staying on local news. And we're going to get into this not RG&E. We're going to get into this University of Rochester story. You hip to this, bro?
Which story is that one?
Yeah, about the wanted posters all over the University of Rochester. All right, let me share my screen. I'll bring it up right now, so the family can see it. And it's very bogus. And they're trying to paint these kids out to be a lot worse than they are. And, this is a sign of the times that, I don't know if we're moving toward a social credit system. And this is how they want to kick it off. Before University of Rochester students arrested after wanted posters targeting Jewish staff members. The students were charged with felony criminal mischief. The university's public safety chief said. You familiar with this, bro?
I heard something about it. I thought it was the one you were going to talk about, the one where, when Trump got elected, the other ones went up, where they were. We're gonna put you guys back in slavery. I thought.
okay. Yeah. No. I'm not talking about that one. Because my
Okay.
daughter actually to resonate with that one though, my daughter did. My daughter's friends, she didn't get one, but my daughter's friends, because she's down in Bama, and they did get text. I don't know how they got text, but they got text about. Let me open this up so you guys can see it a little bit clearer. All right, hold on. Let me scroll down to the beginning of it. Okay. But yeah, so they did get some text trying to, you know, insinuate that racist threats, discriminatory threats, bigoted insults, that sort of thing, you know, after Trump won. So, but this one is about U of R and the students who got arrested over the wanted posters targeting Jewish staff members, right? Now, if you read the article as it goes down, you'll see that it in other articles that are similar to this, they're basically saying that the kids were threatening them, the kids were going to beat them up, threatening violence, threatening this, threatening that, threatening the third. So, and my wife put me on to this. Shout out to Golden. Love you, babe, for giving me the article because this is local news you can use. Don't go for the okey doke, man, because the okey doke is just in fact that they didn't threaten anybody. What they did was because I have some of the wanted posters, right? And I'll read a couple of the wanted posters to you. So similar to the Harvard kids who kind of set all of this off with the, all of the, anti-Semitism stuff, quote unquote, right? They put up wanted posters that accused the Jewish staff members of being affiliated, linked, and connected to all of these groups that were contributing to the genocide in Gaza. So it wasn't that the 4 Jewish kids were threatening the staff members. They were outing them. And that's supposed to be violence, bro?
Well, we already had, when we did the show around the fact that we don't have real discourse in universities no more.
Right.
So I can see it happening, man. I mean, it's an unfortunate thing. But this is how things are rolled out now, man. We don't have the freedoms we used to have.
No, we don't.
Expression or anything of that nature. And then certain groups can always spin the story into, felony mischief.
So this is one of the posters, right? So this is what it looked like. So the kids went around school doing this. So if anybody's been to U of R, it's like an underground or a lower level tunnel. And they post there like party flyers and get-togethers and club meeting stuff all up and down this tunnel, right? So they posted all of these faculty members that was involved in the mischief that is Gaza right now. Posted it all. And then this is what one of the posters looked like. And I'll blow it up real quick. So you see this woman's name. I won't repeat it. But if you read underneath, all this says is she's the executive director of whatever department she works for at the U of R. She was involved with inflammatory rhetoric against Palestine. And it shows all of the different things that she did to connect herself to the genocide and the tyranny that's going on in Palestine right now. But that's threatening. When they posted these posters of these people, this is threatening them. This is their example of threatening them. I would love to see when they get hit in the mouth what they say. What is that? Manslaughter? What the hell is that?
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
Murder?
Right, attempted murder, exactly. So here's another one, right? And I'm going to read this one to you. I'm going to blow it up on my screen, and you guys got that one on your screen. I just want to give it a second to blow up. Come on now. Blow it up. Behave yourself. Okay. So now I want to enlarge it. View. Come on now. Behave yourself. Okay. So it says this is executive director so-and-so. He or she had inflammatory rhetoric implying that the student protesters are whatever they are. So whatever derogatory term. She was also a member of the Rochester Modine Committee, a modern think tank against the occupied West Bank. making her illicit with the degradation and destruction of Gaza, upholding the settler colonial government that's occupying Palestine. So that's their version of getting hit in the mouth.
Hey, once again, man, these folks,
it's bloody murder in the streets, bro.
They set it up where they can do this, man. And I think we need to take a page out of that book because they control all the narratives, especially as it relates to them, the things they do, the things they want to do, the things that they're doing. And they can do what they want to do and say what they want to say, and nobody else can.
Right.
And
how about that?
Being done to change that. And we were making some headway with that, I think, in the 90s. And so, in the 2000s, when it first hit, I think it was all under control. And you had to worry about it. Certain things weren't being, you can have the discussion, because I think that, some of our great scholars laid the foundation for that. But we've gone backwards.
Right, for sure.
While we were busy, watching Channel Zero, and we were busy making, started out with what was that? That used to be 6 minute, the little 6 minute little clips they used to have. I was just talking to my son about that, which was kind of the precursor to TikTok and all that other stuff. And while we so busy doing that,
you talking about SoundCloud?
No, it was a little clip they used to do. You used to send a 6-second clip. What was it, Snapchat or one of them?
It might be Snapchat. Yeah, that might be it.
A quick clip, and then it just goes away. But yeah, man. So that's what what has happened. So we focusing on all kinds of stuff. We got a lot of folks now finding there's ways in which you can sit around and do nothing and make money. And we've gone in that direction, and we forgot that there was a struggle. Same thing happened in the late 60s. We went in with picket signs and came out with jobs.
Boy,
folks forgot it was a struggle. They got that nice job at Kodak and Xerox, and they got a pension plan, everything else, health insurance. Now they can move from Plymouth, out of the Plymouth to Jefferson realm, to now Genesee on up to Thurston on up to Genesee Park Boulevard. So they felt they were somebody. And forgot there is no more struggle.
Wow. Let us know at home how you feel. Are you aware of this? Are you going through anything like this similar where you are with the large university campus in your area? Because I know everybody's in some sort of 30-mile radius to some major university if you live on the East Coast. So let us know what you think about this. What you think would be a better, because I told my wife I don't think that the tactic that they use, the strategy that they use was particularly effective, and that's what got them in trouble more than actually trying to out these people. They should have been a little smarter about the way they went about calling these people out. And also, they probably should have done it in more of a public forum instead of being more like, down low, serious about it, putting on posters, whatever,
Yeah.
Just be more strategic about when you're trying to do these things, so that you're not, lambs to the slaughter sort of thing, because that's what they're doing. Ask them Harvard students what they're going through, who have, been blackballed in every describable way. Feel real sorry for those young people. Yeah. And all they was trying to do is speak their mind, Ridiculous.
And it's just sad because we're told we live in a world where, we can speak our piece. That's what you go to college for, man.
Right.
You go to learn. You may have a certain viewpoint, but you're there where there's enough people who can guide you, hopefully. And you realize, that you're right. But you can't even do that anymore. We don't want to have the discussion.
For sure. Man, it's crazy out here. It's crazy out this piece. Make sure you stay vigilant. Make sure you stay active. Don't just give into the sugar and the cortisol of the family of the holiday season. Make sure you stay active, stay motivated, like Frederick Douglass said, through the new year, so you can have a better new year for you, your family, hopefully the community and our society as a people. But before we move on to the next article within our Power to the People news, we want the Real HD Show wants you to give, give, give if you are in the means to do so. Please do that. Please share if you can to the station and its endeavors. We've had several people over the last couple of weeks who have been very generous. Brother Mozzie is one of them himself, and about maybe 5 or 6 others. $sign the Real HD Show, $sign the Real HD Show. We got a mini flex of $25 and a max flex of $50. Everybody's in a given time period right now. Sharing is caring. Gift to the show so we can continue to bring you this great stuff on this great awareness on the Real HD Show. Thank you. Asante Sana. All right, y'all. So moving on, man. Power to the People news. Wait, what just happened? This just happened. So we got a lot happening, man. Did you see the APAC piece that just came out, bro? About how APAC gets their politicians?
No, but I've seen something about how, a couple of the others, how something similar.
Yeah, I'll play it for you right now because it's worth talking about. I played it in the last show. We had a spirited conversation about it, me and Godspeed. I wanted to get your opinion on it also before we moved on from it. Let's see. Hopefully I can get to this fast. Yeah, I got it. All right, good. Great. All right, here we go. This is about APAC. Check this out.
Is both a grassroots organization and also a leadership empowerment organization. So a particular concern to us are not African Americans, but those African Americans that will be part of the Congressional Black Caucus, those African Americans that will be governors, those African Americans that will be part of the cabinet of successive administrations. And we have been rather successful in identifying young, emerging political leaders, sometimes when they're in their teens, sometimes when they're on college campuses, sometimes when they're just getting into state politics, and sometimes when they first emerge as congressional candidates. AIPAC built a relationship with Barack Obama before he was a president, before he was a presidential candidate, before he was a U.S. Senator. We built a relationship with him before he was in the Illinois State House. The relationship we built with Sarah Palin was before she was mayor. The groups that we are most excited about bringing to Israel for the first time would be the national, state, and local leaders of the College Republican National Committee and the College Democrats of America. And the fact that we bring them to Israel together, lock them in a bus, don't let them come down from the top of Masada until they understand the importance of working together, may be one of our only hedges against the breakdown of bipartisanship that we're witnessing today.
What in the hell was that? If that don't sound like the Boule battery activated, I don't know what it is.
We groom them all. We just grooming them, man. Grooming them for the pimp.
Wow. Like that, this was always like, shout out to my, rest in power to my brother Steve Coakley. He did an immense amount of work and research on this very subject and topic. And everybody, thought he was a dude on 125th Street selling bean pies with a tinfoil kufi on. It was like, nah, get up out of here. What are you talking about? It's a meritocracy. You work hard, you work hard, you play hard.
Listen, man. I know just from in college, the people that I went to where I went to school, I knew which ones were going to end up in politics and end up in position.
Interesting. What did those people look like?
Oh, they look like us. And
Mm.
a lot of them are in office right now too.
Wow.
Be it local and be it state.
Wow. Talk about your meritorious manumissions, bro. I don't know what
Yeah.
else. Dude said we lock them in a bus up on the top of Masada until they understand what
Ain't
the
nothing
mission is. You get it yet?
We groom them to think the way we want them to think.
Whoa. I said, my gosh, what in the
These are the
hell?
things that we tell you that are important.
Right.
Understand that.
Right. And it comes with a nice little bump, too.
Yeah.
You like that bump?
Don't get me wrong now. They gonna get some accoutrements.
Yeah, of course. You like what that bump represents for your life? You know?
They're gonna be all right. And once again,
a lot of fluffy biscuits on Sunday morning with that bump.
What did Steve Koke say? White finance, black leadership.
Right. Wow.
We'll be beholden to the black folks, that's for sure. So
yo, man, please give to the show, man. Y'all ain't gonna hear that nowhere else. Shout out to the African Diaspora Network that blew that story up. Shout out, please give to the show, $, the Real HD Show, because we bring you stuff like that all the time, and we need your support so we can continue to do that. Go ahead, good brother.
It's amazing. I mean, not on this show, but there's a lot of people who don't know what AIPAC is.
Right.
They hear it all the time, but they just really don't understand. And they don't understand the how deep this Jewish stuff is.
It absolutely is.
Israel and things of that nature. And I'm gonna tell you, it's so deep. Guess who our boy David Duke voted for?
Ooh, let's talk about it. Who'd he vote for?
Jill Stein.
Interesting. Interesting.
Remember, I told you there's a fight.
He's been revealing some interesting stuff over the last 3 or 4 years.
Yeah, I told you, man. He done flipped the script.
Yeah, man. If you listen to a David Icke joint, man, you might find out some stuff that he been holding on for a long time. Remember, he sat at the feet of the Grand Sanusi and learned a lot of stuff.
No, not David Icke.
Oh, I thought you. Oh, David okay. I'm sorry. I got that one wrong. Go ahead. But him too. David Duke. I'm sorry, David Duke. I'm talking about David Icke. Go ahead.
No, we can get into him too, because folks need to be hip to some of the things that some of his stuff that's out there.
Right.
But yeah, David Dukes, man, Ku Klux Klan extraordinaire.
Right.
Right.
For sure.
He I look at it from the main perspective, which is he realized and he's recognized that black people pretty much at our current rate, we're nobody. I mean, if we want to be real plain about it, man, we ain't nothing and nothing in this. We don't carry no weight.
Oh boy.
We ain't carrying no power.
No boy.
What was that? With Lawrence Fishburne, Bumpy John when he was Bumpy Johnson. Said, "Madam ain't carrying no more weight uptown."
Oh,
yeah, man. We ain't carrying no weight.
Yes. Hoodlum, the infamous Hoodlum movie.
Yeah, Hoodlum. We ain't carrying no weight, man. And so what he's trying to get his people to realize is we can't continue to focus on them because it get us nowhere. We've been played, and there's people who look like us, but they don't call themselves one of us. And he's talking about Jewish people. And he talks about, he's been running down all the stuff, and you know where he's getting his information from. He's going back and he's listening to some of the lectures and debates that Dr. Ben, Steve Koke, all of them had with Jewish people.
Right,
and he's got a lot of the same information. I'm sitting there like, I mean, and how you wake up at like 4 a.m. and you're just sitting there looking stupid. So you flipping through channels on radio and all that. And here it is. I'm listening to this show. I'm like, where did I hear this? I heard this same that he's talking about. But what he got is some of these, he realized that his people his flock are so backwards that they can't seem to think beyond blackness.
Mm.
You know what I'm saying? They have this preoccupation of
Right.
anything and everything black. So anytime this country does anything, they always have us in the back of their mind on what's going on. And
so that goes back to, I don't know if you saw the last show, bro. I don't know if you was able to catch the replay, but I did a whole thing last week on Edward Benet's book on propaganda and the invisible government. And let me put that one up so the people can see that one more again. Not that I'm an Edward Bernays fan. He did a lot of shady crap, but to a lot of people, he basically toppled the Venezuelan government with his nonsense. But this is his book on propaganda. And if you read it and you really get into the weeds of it, you'll learn how it's basically, Prussian school education for dummies. I'm telling you what to do. I'm giving you all the cues on how you should move. I'm giving you all the cues on how you should behave, because it's pre-programmed. You know what I mean?
Right. He gets his work from Aldous Huxley's Brave New World.
Fire, dope.
But it's just interesting that as he's trying to now get them to expand their thinking, the propaganda has run so deep.
Yes.
That you can't think beyond that now.
Yes.
So yes, we got to make America great. So while you're worried about when Trump goes into office, now you want to send letters to black kids saying you're going back into slavery. It's like, bruh, Elon Musk is talking about robots going to take over, going to replace the workforce in 5 years, and you worrying about black people? It's like we got bigger things to worry about. America is $32 trillion in debt.
Right.
800 billion owned by the Chinese.
Right.
You want to fight against people who sell you computer equipment with backdoor technology that allow them to see everything you're doing. Bro, you're barking all up the wrong tree because you're so busy focusing on these people who you for years have subjugated and did everything you could to keep them at the lowest rungs of your society, terrorize them and everything else. But you're letting the people in that you shitted on overseas come into your country and live a good life. Now they're all going back home and they're saying, yo, we're going to get you because we got a long range plan.
Right. Not only that, but now you're doing all of this and the IPOs are buying up every house that they could find in sight on the algorithms.
There you go.
So now your babies and your grandbabies, if you're an Xer, they can't afford homes no more. They're going to be living with you.
And it has nothing to do with black people.
Right.
It has nothing to do with DEI.
Right.
And those are the things which is kind of funny. David
automation.
Right. And this is stuff that David Dukes is talking about and his people, because if you listen to the show, you get the guys on this, they'll call in on the show and everything is about those niggers, those black people. And then every now and then they'll throw in the Mexicans. And I'm saying, that's not your biggest problem either, bro. This country got some fundamental problems.
Right.
We had access to a ginormous, one of the largest oil reserve on the planet, right in our hemisphere in Venezuela. And instead of us going down there and working with them and turn them into a Saudi Arabia, we decided to take the other route, which was let's overthrow the government and destabilize the country. So what has happened? China said, we'll build you up the way with that amount of oil. We'll build you up like the Saudis. And now that's right in our backyard. They're getting preferential treatment for oil.
Exactly.
Now you
Dumb.
know what?
Dumb.
You know what? We don't even have to now, when China come to get their oil, we don't even have to go through the Panama Canal anymore. You know why? Because it's on the it's in the hemisphere that we always typically sail through anyway.
Hey man, I knew BRICS was gonna make moves like that. I could smell it. I already knew China was gonna make moves like that. But
crackers are so narrow-minded,
right?
And everything in this country is built on exploitation that we know no other way.
This is the reason why I made the gross estimation. Like, yo, should we incorporate our own nation as a people and get down with the BRICS? You know what I'm saying?
You just have
What
to.
else we got to lose? We got the per capita heads of more than some small countries, and our GDP is larger than most. Why can't we? Why can't we be our own incorporated country? Why not?
Because most of our money is built on. It's not built on necessities.
No, I got you. I know the answer. It's just a
but
rhetorical question
in essence,
about liberation. You know?
Yeah, in essence, it could be.
Yeah.
You know, I remember I put together this little plan of, you know, some Black folks who were graduating from a number of schools in the Capital District area. We can go and take a little town just up north. We can take over that whole little town, have doctors, have grocery store, you know, all that, man, and got the little downtown just big enough. Black folks live all around, man, and they call that little black town, man, right north of Albany.
Oh, you mean like Africville that was already in Canada?
Yeah. I'm talking about creating our own just 10 minutes north of Albany.
How about it? Man.
That was dying because it was manufacturing. There's nothing there. Had a nice little strip for downtown. You know, you still had little shops and stuff that was there. But we could have went through there, man, and then had a little spot for a little mini mall. You know, you can go inside, put a couple stores in there. You know, get a grocery store. You know, have some brothers who, like I said, you know, some doctors, some attorneys. You know,
Nipsey Hussle would have been good right about now for that idea.
Yeah.
Because he already had that going in Cali before he, you know, rest in peace to him, before he got deleted. You know what I mean? But yo, man, let's get to it. Power to the people news. Wait, what just happened? This just happened. The old communications director, advisor to Democratic leader Nancy Pelosi, and communication correspondent to both the Biden administration, Obama administration, and what could have been the Harris administration, has come out with some interesting things to say. Her name is Ashley Etienne, sister, and she has some interesting things to say. And I wanted to play this clip real quick for the people. There's about 3 parts I want to play. Shout out again to the African Diaspora Network. Sister Vicky Dillard had some really dope stuff that she was putting out there for the people. Let me see where I got this clip at. I guess this should be the last one for tonight. Okay, President Barack. So I'm going to put this up and I'm going to fast forward, hopefully, to some of the areas where it was an interview with Tavis Smiley that she was having, Sister ATN. And she was talking about the Obama administration. And as most can remember, Brother Tavis Smiley was on Obama's bumper about including him when he wrote the Covenant with Black America. You remember that? Him and Cornel West?
Mm-hmm.
I bought that book. I thought the book was written well. I thought he had a decent plan. And I'm sure tenets of the plan went into the platinum plan that Ice Cube introduced to Donald Trump and Biden and all the rest of them. So we're going to get into what this sister has to say about her experience with the Obama administration as a communication correspondent and director, top level within government. So if you didn't believe me about what's going on with these people, maybe you'll believe her. And she hobs knob with them all. She parlays with them all. She works with them all. Let's get into it. So I gotta go to 13. What is it? What's the first one? 1306. Something in there. I gotta catch it before it starts playing. All right, there you go. So now we gotta go to 13. 13. Okay. Now, is this the first one? Let me put this one up so I can get the times. I have them time stamped for 3 different parts that are really interesting. They're not a long time, but they're definitely okay. 1306 is the first one. Let me go back a bit. It's worth it, family. Stay with me. And I know everybody don't like me talking about their precious Obama, but we gotta bring truth to power right now. All right, we'll start there.
We're the only people that don't like to critique our leaders.
Yeah, man. Ridiculous. Utter ridiculousness. But check out Tavis Smiley on his multimedia radio show. He bought a radio studio in California, hired a bunch of real down folks, bunch of conscious people to do some unique radio. Shout out to Zoe Williams out there doing it big. And he interviewed Ashley ATN about her experience being a correspondent in top government. And what they had to say about the Obama administration is pretty interesting. Check this out.
Into a brick wall, and it was primarily because of the people he had surrounded himself. But the sentiment.
All right. Let me go to another one. Hold on. 16, 17. So you heard about that first. They were talking about the Michael Brown issue. That wasn't really fleshed out, but I'll bring you to one that's a little more fleshed out.
Family, a call to the family. I mean,
the genocide of black
family.
So she's now being called a whistleblower.
Oh, this is explosive. And I'm going to give you two more reasons in just a minute. When we look at policies, why policies weren't pushed for us, I want you to watch this again. I want you to watch this clip again. Watch this. Listen again.
Died, right? A visit to the family, a call to the family. I mean, doing more at each one of these points. And we just got, ran into a brick wall. And it was primarily because of the people he had surrounded himself. But the sentiment there was, we're above that. And so any concerns of the community, we're above even addressing in a lot of ways. And so that was really hurtful as, a person who's black first and a woman second and a Democrat way down the line. But so I'm glad you actually put all of that stuff together, because it really is important as we talk about what kind of a leader we want. Now, if we transition to the vice president,
hold that.
So right there you hear that, and I was trying to get to the beginning clip, because in the beginning clip, they talk about Barack Obama, how she worked for Nancy Pelosi's office. You can go check this one out. It's Vicky Dillard on the African Diaspora Network, and go give her a subscribe and a like, because she did some great work on this one. She could be a little loud, a little flamboyant, but that's her style. I ain't gonna begrudge her style, but she brought some really interesting information. I'm trying to get to the beginning of that one clip where it talks about how they were told to treat Obama when he first took office.
I'll get ready to watch this.
Died, right? A visit to the family, a call to the family. I mean, doing more at each one of these points. And we just got, ran into a brick wall. And
that wasn't it. Oh man. Well, I don't want to continue.
No reparations.
I don't want to continue to belabor the point. In this video, if y'all go to it, right, it talks about how Nancy Pelosi was telling her and other staff members, and within the context of the Congress, to treat Barack Obama like he was above race. Don't treat him like he was the first black president. Treat him like he was above race. And then you heard the clip where they said, if you want to do anything for the black community, forget it. I'm not doing nothing for the black community. I'm not here for that. I'm above that. We're above doing anything for the black community. Now, this is what this sister here said, Ashley ATN. And you can go watch that in full if you want to and get the full gist of the clip. But it's really interesting when there's smoke, there's fire, and it's not a gross estimation when a lot of people said that Barack physically didn't do anything for our people. And then the inter-office memo is, don't do nothing for our people. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? That's the inter-office memo. They got it from Nancy Pelosi. He's above race. And when it comes to people like Michael Brown and all of the brothers and sisters getting shot in the street, shot point blank range, we can't do nothing for them because we ain't about that.
We ain't about it.
You heard it yourself. I know it was a little janky with the clip. It would have been like a 12-minute stretch if I played all of those clips back to back. So we don't have time for that. But please go to the African Diaspora Network, go to Vicky Dillard's channel, and look up that explosive interview about Obama given by Ashley ATN. Now, brother, I had a question for you. What would make you think after all this time she was down with Obama's administration, she was down with Biden and Harris administration, and she was supposed to be down with the new Harris administration that was coming through? Why now, after all this time, would she reveal this information to Tavis Smiley? What do you think, bro? What you think is going on with that?
Everything that's been going on, she sees the ineptness and the crookedness of the Democratic Party. She see how they tried to buy votes and they tried to play us as the people. When you're thinking Beyonce's out there speaking because she, woman's power and all that other good stuff, the lemonade and whatever else going on, and then come to find out that she got $10 million to speak. You know what I'm saying? You got what's her name up there twerking for dollars. She got $2 million. Megan Thee Stallion. And she sees many of the flaws that's in the Democratic Party that has created and exacerbated problems in this country. So she probably like, you know what? I don't see too much. I'm done with this. Or somebody pissed her off, promised her something and they didn't give it to her. So one or the other.
There you go. I think it's more the latter. She got some promises that people didn't deliver on. You know what I mean?
Yep.
That's usually when it all comes out. If we telling the truth.
Yep.
Yeah, man. So I just wanted to play it for y'all, and then Obama turned into Barry the other day, right before the election, and started finger wagging at brothers about their commitment to the demo party, and now you know where that comes from, man. Now you know where that comes from. Overlord behavior, not behavior as him being a man of the people. Overlord behavior. What's your thoughts, bro?
You said it plain and simple. Overlord behavior.
It's crazy, man. It's crazy. And he can't do nothing wrong in some people's eyes.
Oh, I know you can't be talking about my Obama.
Yeah, not Barry.
Not Barry. And, Barry's like Miss Jenkins. Can't talk about Miss Jenkins.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Oh, don't you better not say bad about Miss Jenkins. Oh, Lord.
No, you can't say nothing about my
That's Miss when Jenkins. I lose it.
Yeah, buddy.
Yeah, man. So I just wanted to show you that. And I thought those two clips, the AIPAC clip, which is the mega Jewish lobby that basically runs Congress, because every Congress representative has an AIPAC representative cutting them checks. There was a whistleblower on that one, and now you heard the clip about Obeezy trying to be real easy with the melanated folks, and telling you one thing, throwing a rock and hiding a hand. So we just wanted to hit y'all with those things, man. Yeah. Your thoughts, bro. Your thoughts on I know you gave some thoughts on it already, but what are your thoughts moving forward with the now that Trump is supposed to get into the Pres seat, and everybody's Chicken Little, the sky's falling. What are your thoughts about the Orange Man?
Hey, one thing you can say about him, he sticks true to his word of what he's gonna do. He don't carry it out, but he gives you the illusion that he's making a difference and he's gonna do certain things.
Right.
I find it quite funny because we have I think I might have sent you one of the memes or whatever of the brother from what's the brother who's from North Carolina, and our other boy who looked like Mushmouth from Fat Albert. And, the brothers who thought they were going to get a cabinet position.
Are you talking about Donaldson?
Say it again.
You talking about Donaldson?
Yeah,
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
the senator from North Carolina,
North
or
Carolina. Yep, yep, yep,
and then
yep.
the other one that ran for president from Oklahoma or wherever the heck he's from. He looked like one of the Cosby characters back on the Cosby cartoon show.
I can't remember who that is.
Yeah, so and then what's the name? Candace going hard for the Republican Party, and
Of
all these
course.
folks have been left out.
Right.
I mean, you can go grab a Fox News guy and say he's now going to be your person that's running the defense, and he was no more a military person than my son. Come on now.
Right. Yeah, man.
But I think the Republican Party, though, what's going to happen is they have to make some decisions because they got to know that he's bringing on board some people who are pretty similar to him.
Yes.
They had issues with him because they felt he was a little too hot-headed. They felt he didn't remember his last. People forget what his last presidency was like. I mean, nobody was dealing with the guy. Republicans were running crazy, like trying to do everything they can to prevent him from tearing up the country and starting a world war.
So, Real News Network has this little article that I thought was interesting, and I guess we'll get out of here off this one here. 10 ways to be prepared and grounded now that Trump has won. Because I'm looking at clips of TikToks and all type of crazy crap where people are just losing their ish.
Oh man.
Over this dude being in office, and I'm like, yo, he another white dude in office. What's the difference? I mean, he's a little radical than most, but what's not radical about these people? They always did like that. They always had their own, tried to create their own monopoly for things. I was just reading an interview today of how Reagan had an Iranian coup that allowed him to beat Carter to get the White House, and then Bush had his own little international scandal that allowed him to take seat in the White House, and all of these things have taken shape. So why would you think it would be any different now? You know what I mean?
That part.
So 10 ways to be grounded now that Trump has won. So one way they said is waging nonviolence. Let me put this up on the screen. And this is Real News Network, so you guys can go there. Pretty good alternative news source. What's another way that they have? So number one is trust yourself. I don't know, man. If they trust themselves too much, believing in this propaganda, it's gonna be a lot of slow singing and flower bringing.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? So that's one way. Go ahead, bro.
No, I'm listening to you.
So the other way is find others who you trust. So that goes back to what you said when we talk about, survival networks. Find people that you could trade with, find people that you can, make common deals with, and keep your network small, tight, and typically resourced. You good with that one?
Oh, definitely.
So this one says grieve. No matter what we try to do, there's going to be a lot of loss. The human thing to do is grieve. If you aren't a feelings person, let me say this: the inability to grieve is a strategic error. After Donald Trump won in 2016, we all saw colleagues who never grieved. They didn't look into their feelings and the future, and as a result, they remained in shock, and for years kept saying, "I can't believe he's doing that." I don't know about that one. That one seems a little,
Well, I think what they're trying to say is get over the fact that he won, and so you can think clearly.
Release that which you cannot change.
That's part of it.
This is Trump's first day likely includes pardoning the January 6th insurrectionists, allocating money to build the wall, pulling out of the Paris Climate Agreement, firing 500K plus government workers to begin replacing them with loyalists. There is little reason to believe that day two will get much better. So release that which you cannot change. Do we think that's a good strategy, or should we be a little bit more like redress of grievances type of a crowd? What's your thoughts on that?
Uh, I mean, I kind of get it, but for me, it's we know we can't change it, but we can put ourselves in a position to where we won't be so affected by it.
There you go. Find your path. One pathway is called protecting people. These folks are surviving and protecting our own, especially those of us who are directly targeted. Folks choosing to delete and immigrants. This might mean organizing outside of current systems for healthcare and mutual aid, or moving resources to communities to that which are targeted. And another one is, I'll run through these real quick. Is there any more? Do not obey in advance. Do not self-censor. That's one of them. And another way is reorient your political map. Now, I'm with that. Let's go with a for real alternative party. Reorient your political map for sure. And leanings. Get real about power. I'm with that one too. And also, what's the last one? Handle fear. Make violence. Handle fear. Make violence rebound. So they basically mean be tactical. Envision a positive future. Okay, I'm with that one. So those are the 10 ways that you can be prepared for the Trumpster when he comes through thumping his chest and doing all kinds of craziness in this next 4 years that he has to run amok. Bro, last words, man. You got it. Anything you got going? Any community endeavors? Any events? Any things you want to push out there for the people?
Nothing's going on yet. Just everybody's running around and doing what they got to do for this Thanksgiving / Friendsgiving that people are involving themselves in. So just everybody just have a good time, enjoy it. We're gonna be all right.
We sure are,
and we just gotta think our way through.
Absolutely. One of the ways. Go ahead, bro.
Any people that's equipped to deal with that kind of thing in America, it's definitely us. We've been through a lot. We've seen a lot. We've experienced a lot. So we can handle this.
Right. Right.
So we're going to be all right.
If you're scared and you want a little motivation, go watch Dave Chappelle's skit on Saturday Night Live. he'll give you some perspective. I'm not going to say what it is, but y'all just enjoy. Watch that skit, laugh, and enjoy. And also, one more again, please give to the Real HD Show, Karen and Sharon, Cash App, $, the Real HD Show, Mini Flex 25, Max Flex $50. Help us out, help the channel out, help the station out. We're growing. We got about 6 shows running right now. So please give to the show if you can, when you can, and how you can. And it's not always in money. You can call me up. You can send me an email. We need resources too. So not just the bread. All of it counts. All right, bro. We're going to get ready to get out of here, man.
All right, man.
All right, brother. I'm going to say peace. And y'all walk with power. We will see y'all on Wednesday, man. Y'all tap in.
Later.
All right, peace.